Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, I'm here continuing the journey of X-Men Evolution. This is Season 1, Episode 6 of the show, Middleverse. Now, seeing that title, I'm trying to think, is that something that's in the comics, and maybe it is from the X-Men comics? There's a lot of weird stuff they've done over the years in terms of X-Men storylines and everything, so maybe there's something there that I'm just not remembering about the Middleverse, or maybe this is something that's created for the show. I have no idea. But we'll see what happens here. So, last week's episode, the introduction officially of Quicksilver and Spike, who is Storm's nephew. And I thought when his, kind of like rock formations or whatever, those spikes that came out of him, literally the character named Spike, on the basketball court, I thought that was the first time it happened. Because when they went away, he was just like, like his face. But then Storm's like, well, seems like you're not in control of your power. So, she's known for a while. And he has to come to terms with that. And then, of course, he finds out that his friend, Quicksilver, is stealing his money from his wallet, from his locked locker. Of course, Quicksilver goes at night and takes pretty much everybody's stuff. He just unlocks all the lockers. And uses, Spike, I forget his name, his actual real name, sorry. It's been a bit since I've actually filmed episodes. I was filming ahead for my vacation. So apologies. But he was the scapegoat, essentially, to being arrested and being charged with stealing stuff from the school when it was actually Quicksilver who did it. And then he joins, Professor X and everything, and then he runs into Quicksilver. And this is where we see Quicksilver in full effect in terms of creating a tornado, because Jean Grey actually floats him in the air. And I thought that was the end of him. Okay, well, he's done, right? No, he starts spinning like crazy, creating a tornado, which was really interesting. So it shows that, okay, just because somebody can actually take his feet off the ground doesn't mean he's not a danger to others. He can actually do that move right there and cause a whole lot more destruction. Magneto breaks him out, though. Magneto breaks him out. So Magneto and Mystique are slowly forming the Brotherhood. They're forming their team, because we did have that one little quick scene of Blob, Avalanche, Toad, and Rogue outside of the principal's office while Magneto was in there, as they were talking about Quicksilver and then Spike. And it's like, okay, so they're all, I guess, just kind of waiting outside for information or something. I have no idea what the whole point of showing them outside the principal's office was, but don't know. But they're creating their own version of the X-Men, the Brotherhood, essentially. And we'll see what happens from here. But let's get into it now. Let's check this out and see what the Middleverse and what this is all about. So let's dive in, guys. Let's go.
You gonna finish that moo juice? You can have mine.
He's already hanging out with all of them.
Come on, it might be fun.
Matthews is a jerk. That hollow projector won't stop them from feeling his fur.
Oh.
Hey, chicks dig the Fozzie dude, right?
Suppose Dukes or Maximoff try to start something. We're not the only dudes in the school,
It's just a party. Time to shake that tail.
Oh boy.
Party, party, party.
Hey, watch the tail.
Now.
Listen.
No, you listen. There's a sound I want you to hear, and it's...
Oh.
I have
Oh,
got
shit.
to work on
Oh,
my
shit.
re-entries. Man, somebody should fire the custodian.
January 22nd, 1978. Hi there.
I'm ready for Rogue to join. Okay, so it's counting down. This is bad. How are you going to stop it?
Computer lab.
It's crazy.
Whatever this stuff was, it's thrashed now.
Yep.
At least I didn't blow the place up.
Hey, let go of that.
Back off!
What?
He's gone.
Yeah, you did that. Not intentionally, but still. I'm guessing this is the Middleverse, the title. Whoa.
Scott's gotta lighten up.
Whoa.
Yeah, but Kurt's gotta, know when to quit.
Kitty? Kitty!
Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
If I see one drop of slime on my new car, it's detention for life. Are we
Oh, boy.
clear?
Ooh, what's this?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Don't touch it!
Why not?
Just one less X-Men to push us around.
Say what? You mean you toasted one of them goody goods with that thing?
Of course he's gonna take it, Rogue. Do you think he's just gonna leave it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You gotta admit, he jerks around way too much.
So
Yeah,
is
but you
that
can't
what
apologize to him now. He's not
friend
there.
over?
We just saw ghosts. Blue and hairy demon. I'm out of here.
I warned him.
Can't really reach him right now.
Or somebody did something to him.
I mean,
What are you looking at, Sears?
Uh-oh.
Where's Kurt?
uh-oh.
Yeah, like we tell you.
This is not a normal fight, too. This is, oh god, oh god.
What is going on here? You two in my office now.
Oh, just them? Not them, of course.
It's raining furniture.
Oh, he keeps using it. Oh, he's in his uniform.
You care? Don't you care?
Influence Xavier has with the school board. I am
Here's
going
nothing.
to... What happened here?
Oh, that's our car.
It's Kurt. Or his
Oh,
ghost.
yeah.
No,
Who's that? Who's that?
Where'd you come from?
That's that guy.
Relax. The name's Forge. So you found my lab.
Forge?
What's with the Halloween getup? I thought I was the only one.
Whoa.
There he goes.
Aww. They gotta be careful, because if they destroy the device, they can't get him back.
Gizmo is a trans-dimensional projector. I got caught in the ray myself, and I've been here ever
Oh, that
since.
sucks.
78. So there's no way back.
Not without
Well,
help from the other side.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking that you may be able to help out on that.
lucky. Oh, isn't he so cute? Totally.
Stops just short of the girls' locker room. Isn't that a burn?
Yeah, it's a burn.
Done. These batteries don't have much power. Still, with luck, you can tell somebody how to reset the projector to get us back.
Get lost. I'm warning you.
He's up in a tree.
Got it.
They got it.
Now, tell us what you did to Kurt.
I didn't do anything.
He didn't. I did.
By accident.
If you want
Accident.
to find Blue Boy, you better let him go.
If you've hurt him, I'm gonna...
You start threatening me, and you're never gonna find your friend.
Can you believe it? He uses CPM. I mean, talk about retro, man.
Yeah, but it
Bring out
works.
some kind of like steady.
So let's trash this thing.
No, they've got it all wrong. If they destroy the projector,
Then you're
we'll
stuck.
be trapped here
Yeah.
forever.
Everyone stand back. I'm gonna use full power. This could get messy.
You know, I could just like phase through the gizmo and like quietly short it out.
Yeah.
Push that button and teleport. Tell them not to destroy the machine. They have to reset it instead.
Reset. Don't.
Damn it.
You guys saw that, right?
He said reset. Don't. You know, don't reset it.
Damn it,
Once you
no!
do it. A warning from the goof man himself? Nah, come on. Shred that sucker.
If you wanted to blow up the projector, why didn't you just say, don't reset? Instead of reset, then don't. I think he wants us to reset this thing.
Score!
Score! And they're both gonna come back, right?
Come
Wow.
on! Teleport through! The portal won't last much longer.
Go!
It's now or never.
There they are. And they still got that vape ray I was telling you about.
Shit.
Rogue, Mystique sent us to find you. Mystique? You working for her?
Mmm.
You
Oh,
got your
shit.
friends, I got mine.
X-Men, keep that portal open.
Mmm.
Takes a lot more than that to stop the blob.
There you go.
You and me got a date, pretty kitty.
Whoa.
That's right, you ain't got nothing.
You ain't got nothing. Oh no. Oh no. Careful. Oh god. Oh my god, his car gonna crash through.
Time for some serious smashing.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
What the heck are these?
Re-entry cushions.
Yeah, well,
Cool, eh?
I'm 20 years late for curfew. Thanks for bailing me out.
Hey, anytime.
Hop in, we'll give you a lift.
No problem, it's just a few blocks.
You're gonna have to duck until we can get you a new holowatch.
So it's true.
Oh.
You really are ashamed of me.
My bad.
aww.
No, it was on me.
It's
too.
hey, it's
Maybe... Okay, so now what do you say we head home, gear up, and run a level 3 training sim in the danger room?
both. Aww.
Psych.
And there you have it, guys. This was episode 6 of X-Men Evolution Middleverse. I was not expecting the reveal to be Forge, their version of Forge within this continuity of the X-Men, being stuck in what he's calling the Middleverse for 20 years. He created the device back in 1978, and he got stuck when he turned it on, and he created this new dimension, and he was stuck in there. And it was basically a version of the school where they can see ghosts, and at times that people could potentially see Forge, and now in this case Nightcrawler, when he was stuck in there. And that was kind of happening where two guys saw a ghostly image or whatever, like a quick glance of Nightcrawler, and then of course later on Jean and Scott see him as well. And then of course they see Toad using the device or whatever. But to find out that that's where Forge has been for about 20-ish years is crazy. Because if I remember correctly, in the 90s X-Men series, Forge is, I believe, killed in the first episode or so, and then he's brought back later, or there's like something he's brought back, or something like a version of him or something like that. There's like a whole lot of stuff with that. But in this continuity, Forge is now out. Like, he's now out, and he's going to go see his parents who've been waiting for 20 years. And so maybe we'll see him again, maybe not. Maybe this was the whole thing to where maybe down the road we can see his character depending on storylines or whatever, if it makes sense. But now we know essentially what happened to this version of Forge, and how people knew he disappeared, and they just shut down his lab that was within the school and just kind of left it. They didn't even think to try to do anything about it. It's kind of crazy. So thankfully, Nightcrawler was the one to be transported, because if it was somebody, say like Cyclops, I don't think they would have ever gotten out, right? I think it had to be specifically Nightcrawler due to his abilities in terms of bamfing or whatever as they call it. I think that's not the correct whatever, but using his abilities, and then of course driving Mystique's new car through at the last second before the actual portal shuts down. That was really funny. But to see all that kind of leading up to where Rogue accidentally used the device was kind of crazy, because it really was diving into the personal relationships between Kurt and Scott, because what we had kind of established in the first episode of X-Men Evolution is that, hey, if you don't, get on me, my powers, Scott talking to Kurt, I won't get on to you. Like, I won't, it's like whatever about your, your actual blue skin or whatever, like it doesn't matter, right? But then we kind of get to see, okay, so now that they've kind of already been introduced, we've had several episodes of these characters interacting with each other. Now we get to see more of like their dynamic and how they're kind of clashing in terms of personality. Because Kurt, as they've been showing in every single episode, that he is a little crazy. He's fun. He's goofy. He doesn't really take anything too seriously, mostly. Like, at times he will get serious, as kind of what Cyclops has addressed when he pops in for a second to try to warn them about, don't destroy the device, reset it. But, most time Kurt is just being goofy. But that's just kind of his personality within this continuity of X-Men. That's just kind of what they've done with the character. Scott, for the most part, within X-Men continuity, whether it's comics, even the movies, animated, whatever, he's mostly like how he is now within the show, is that he's more serious, right? And so there was the clashing there. And then that's where Kurt, like, well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go, right? He crashes into outside of the lab, and then, of course, his device is broke. And then he jumps into the actual lab. And I'm wondering why Forge set it up to self-destruct after 10 seconds. I have no idea, but he set his lab to destroy because he crossed the line. And I'm curious, like, when they shut down his lab and they shut the doors, I'm guessing no one went in there and crossed the line. So I'm guessing that's why it never blew up before or whatever, I guess. But Rogue, of course, shows up. There's the one thing that wasn't destroyed was the actual transporter device that Forge made. And surprisingly, it didn't get destroyed. I would have thought with that gigantic explosion, because when Rogue's going to the door and the explosion, then he, of course, flies out, and she's thrown back as well from the explosion. The doors blowed off or whatever. I would have thought that device would have been destroyed, because they even made a point like, this thing's running off this. It's very retro. You would think it would be destroyed pretty quick, easily. Not the case at all. I'm guessing it has some sort of defense, or it's just lucky. I guess it's just lucky, right? And again, it's the animated show, sometimes we don't have to explain everything. But Rogue accidentally sets it off, and then, of course, Kurt is taken to the Middleverse. And for the first bit, he doesn't reckon, he's seeing ghostly images. He's trying to figure out what's going on. Then, of course, when Toad finds the device, because Rogue kept saying, leave it alone. Of course, he's not going to leave it alone, though. Toad is never going to listen, right? I think Rogue has, like, kind of learned that. Like, Toad's not going to listen to me. So you should have, like, taken it and like, done something with it. Like, not destroy it, but, like, put it somewhere else, because Toad, like, leaving it there and then just walking away for Toad just to take it is just dumb. Then, of course, he starts sending stuff through. The Nightcrawler, of course, sees Forge for the first time. Realizes his abilities, which are really cool. Like, mechanical arm and shit, like, turning it like a crazy device on his arm. And then, of course, they devised this plan. Okay, there's a way we could get out of here, because with your powers, you can actually transport back to the real world for a second before the frying of the batteries to warn them. You have 1 second, though, so you can't give a full sentence. And they were trying to find a way, like, okay, how do we tell them? Because leading up to this point, Toad's just going crazy, sending shit over, sending, of course, Mystique's furniture, which is funny, because Jean and Scott were going to fight Blob and Avalanche, right? They were going to fight them. And of course, all the kids, fight, fight, fight. It wasn't going to be a traditional fight. This could have been really bad. They could have killed some people in the process. This would have been really bad. But then, of course, Toad's in the principal's office when she only brings back them, right? She doesn't care about, she's like, Avalanche, Blob, you stay here. You two, Jean and Scott, you come with me. Of course, he's in there just, Toad is just taking shit. He's just removing her furniture, takes her car, all that kind of stuff. Because, you know, he doesn't like her, clearly. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, whatever. I use a device. It's really cool. And it was cool to see all, like, you know, part of the X-Men teaming up. But it's only specifically the kids, right? We didn't see Wolverine in this episode. We didn't see Storm. It was just Cyclops, Jean, you know, Jean Grey, Spike, and Shadowcat. And seeing them working together to take down Toad, and then eventually they had to go against the rest of the Brotherhood, essentially, well, you know, Toad again, Avalanche, and Blob, and Rogue wanted no part of this, kind of showing where Rogue is kind of indifferent, like she doesn't want to be, you know, whatever, because she's like standing there, it's like, are you with them, the X-Men? You're with us? And she's like, I got my own friends. And then this would reveal the Mystique reveal. You're working with Mystique? So that kind of answers my question I had, I think, a couple episodes ago. I think it was during the Blob episode, I think, maybe, where I was questioning, do they or do they not know about the Mystique angle in terms of, but I don't think it was revealed that the principal was Mystique, right? It was just revealed, oh, they're working with Mystique. I have to go back and rewatch that scene, but that kind of answers my question, that they really didn't know. They just know that there's mutants now in the school that are besides them, that are not a part of the X-Mansion, not a part of the X-Men or whatever in the mansion. But now this changes things, because now they know that they are working together with Mystique. Now Rogue is the only one who left, didn't want no part of that fight. She's the one who did lead, of course, them to the device and everything, or at least to the lab and all that. Of course, they had the device there because of Toad and everything. But she wanted no part of it. But then she saw them leaving and just kind of like, but not watching like, oh, I'm spying on you. More like, I feel really bad for what I did to Nightcrawler. So, and we see in the intro that she does join the X-Men. I'm just curious like how they're going to go about it, because I think we're seeing the turning of the tides now in terms of who she wants to work with, or essentially who she wants to be associated with. Because I think she's starting to realize now, okay, the Brotherhood's not really my thing. You know, it's not really what I want to. I mean, look, I did believe that certain X-Men were coming after me, but you know, I think she's starting to realize that I was misled, and this is not the kind of group I want to be with in terms of the Brotherhood. We actually got to see as well, Kitty and Avalanche actually have a conversation, a brief little moment, like, because they interacted, of course, within her introduction episode, but they haven't interacted since, and that was episode 2. So it's been a little bit. Of course, he tried to hurt her or whatever with like the rock roller coaster or something. As he slammed his foot down, he's still making the face a little bit, doing all the the avalanche shit. She gets sent through a wall. Of course, she phases through and everything, and then she comes back. She's fine. It's like whatever, but kind of goes to show that he can't really hurt her too well, or at least he has to be more clever if he wants to actually do damage, because with her power, she can just phase through shit like it ain't gonna matter. As long as she's focused, and that's the thing, gotta throw her off balance if that's what he wants. Which, you know, I don't know, because see, like, this Brotherhood's like, okay, they're not getting to the point where they're really hurting each other. Like, now, of course, they had that moment where Blob is like, hit me with your best shot. He hits him with, you know, laser. He's like, that ain't do nothing. So they hit him again, but they lift the rock up, or whatever. Gene, like, destroys the rock or whatever. Or maybe he does that with his laser, but then lifts up the rock, and then he falls over into the ground. But it didn't really hurt him. But I think they're going to get to the point where they're actually going to fight, like an actual fight. Because this was kind of like, you know, not really fighting per se, more like, I think it's just building up to something. Because we actually saw Wolverine and Sabretooth fight. I feel like since these are kids or, you know, teens in high school, it's going to be a little bit different. But I feel like eventually we're going to get to the point where we're going to see a full-fledged out fight with the Brotherhood, their version of the Brotherhood, and the X-Men. And I think maybe that might be leading up to maybe the finale of the season 1. I'm not really sure, like, where we're actually get a full-blown actual fight versus, like, kind of like a little scuffle here and there. You know, it's different. But anyways, overall, had a good time with this episode. I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm really enjoying the journey so far, and it's been fun to kind of see this new, at least new to me, version of the X-Men versus the 90s series. Very different, but to see this new version is very interesting for sure, to kind of see the dynamic of the characters and see how they're kind of really working together. Pretty good so far. And seeing the Rogue turn. Seeing Rogue slowly start to turn to hopefully be on the good side. We know she will because of the intro, but still. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know your thoughts about this episode. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.